Hello folks, and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep, and this is going to be part 24 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Byzantines, and this is going to be the part 2 of my struggle versus the Golden Horde and versus the Mongols. I was able to defeat them here in Armenia, and I was able to make 26,000 florins off of the soldiers that I ransomed, back to them. Which makes me wonder, are they really going to be poor now? Like, is that really a number that's going to hurt them? I can't believe that they were able to afford that. But now those are going to be soldiers that they can potentially fight me again with. Is that going to be... Yeah, so actually, hang on. Let me look at this. I didn't actually look at this. Is there stacks in here that look damaged? Oh, they have an organ gun. Oh, that's fun. Cool. But are there stacks in here that look like they've been hurt? Because they paid for those men. I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing stacks that... I'm confused by this. Yeah, because I made a lot of money off of those men that were not able to flee anywhere, and so they were automatically captured, and I'm not seeing them. So I'm not sure how that works. In Shogun, there was just a dead army. They were gone. And I was reminded that that's very different in medieval, that counts as a ransomed or captured, and then potentially ransomed armies that you can obviously make a lot of money off of, and that's what happened. I made a chunk of money, but I'm not seeing damaged armies here. So maybe I'm not just clicking. Maybe I'm just not clicking on them. I don't, maybe they're here somewhere. But in any case, they probably will attack in this turn, right? Because they definitely have enough to continue this siege here in Khazar. And then they might even attack further into Novgorod territory. The Novgorods have 3 stacks here in Kiev, and then most of their forces have retreated here to Chernigov. This would be a river battle if the Mongols did attack, so this would be pretty devastating to the Mongols. However, they don't have to do that. They can attack Volga, Bulgaria, they can attack Ryazan, they can attack Peryaslav, or Peryaslav? I'll get it. And, or they can even attack Crimea as well. There's provinces that they could attack with just overwhelming force, and then they could, retreat or force the Novgorods to retreat to their castles and essentially be able to take territory without really having much of a fight. And while they're doing that, if they chose to do that, they could still send a million stacks in my direction as well. So I will be sending all of my guys back from Armenia to Georgia. Looks like, even though we are we friends with the Novgorods? No, we're not, but we can... My assassin here has not had any practice, so let's have him kill this Russian emissary. And my 9-star Giga Chad general, Lord Monomachus, he's tired of hearing about Prince Manuel, his forebearer, the original master of this regiment that he's been leading now. And he's tired of hearing about the legend of Prince Manuel. He wants to create his own legend of Lord Monomachus. So he's already one step in. He was able to defeat the Mongols in Armenia. Looks like his unit is good to go. They've already been retrained. I can't even remember if they lost any men in the last battle, but in any case, I can just merge those guys, and I can... Okay, so they're already merged. That's fine. And let's just send everyone. I want to leave my... I know there's 2 peasants here somewhere, but I'll find them and I'll leave them here in Armenia. Here's one of the peasants. You can chill. The rest of you can come up. You can come up. You can come up. And I'm expecting another huge battle. That was one long battle. That last battle, jeez, oh Pete, that was longer than I kind of was expected. So is there only 2 peasants? Yeah, that makes sense. And then just tons of Varangians. God, I love this. You guys can come out and be merged in. that should be enough. That should hold the line, I think. And I don't want to spend too much time on this preamble because there is going to be a huge ass battle. But I do want to make sure I get the administrative stuff done. I think I was sending priests. I was trying to influence the orthodoxy here in Switzerland just because this looks vulnerable. Taxes here are already very low, and orthodoxy is 33%. Loyalty is at 130%, and I just kind of figured maybe if I could cause some issues with the Germans, I could give that a go by moving some priests up to Switzerland and potentially maybe causing some issues there. That was the idea. That's the idea there. I think I do already have, I have a spy there. Yeah, a 1 valor spy, so he's going to be decreasing the population loyalty here as well. The Germans have launched another crusade, which will be heading in our direction. This is a side project. I don't really have the resources. You could argue that I do, for sure. Like if you're the adventurous type, you could say I could just go for it and do another little sorting party and just raiding their territory and destroying their chapter houses. But I will just be hanging tight on my western border and probably just letting that German crusade wither and die on my border for now is probably what I'm going to be doing. I don't really have the... I don't feel like launching, or I don't feel like really fighting aggressively on both sides. I'd rather be dealing with the Mongol stuff and then coming back to the German stuff later on. There's a German boat here that is blocking this trade, and this is significant, not just because it's not like, you know, I can't trade with the Papal States, but also Naples can't trade with anyone. That's the biggest thing. Naples is only making 569 florins, and that needs to be higher. So I feel like the strategy that was offered to me by, again, one of my viewers, Elf, has been giving me a lot of good advice throughout my journey here in Medieval Total War. And he's like, hey, come on, you gotta fight the naval battles this way, where you split your ships into the fast boats and the strong boats, and you attack separately. So the fast boats catch the enemy fleet, and then the strong boats beat the enemy fleet. And that seems to be working, which is nice. It's nice to figure this out. It's nice to finally, I can be a slow learner sometimes, but that seems to work. It also, it's a nice thing because it's not overpowered. What happens is that you are fighting two separate engagements. So I oftentimes might lose the faster ship because it is fighting separately than these ships. You know, these are two separate engagements. So there are times during the end turn phase where I'll say, oh, I've lost a ship, and I'll think, oh, I lost the engagement. And then I'll say, oh no, I've sunk the enemy ship. And I'm like, okay, so that's two separate engagements. I lost one, I'm assuming, and then one with this battle was oftentimes what is happening. And that's a nice balance. It's a really nice, balanced, common sense. It's nice to finally make a little bit of sense of the naval intricacies of how the naval warfare works in this game. And yeah, it's nice. It feels nice. You know, some of the mysteries are starting to be peeled away slowly one at a time. So my income is bad. It's negative 2,000. So I do want to fix that. I am trying to break contact with the rebel provinces up here so that I potentially can get a ceasefire with them. I'm still two turns away before I can get down to the Bay of Biscay. And we'll cross our fingers. Let's hope that this is a possible thing. As I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this section of this because I think that y'all kind of understand what I'm doing. Rickery, I can get +3 valor in addition to the +2 valor from Syria. Getting 5 valor assassins from Syria, that's going to be just gross. You know, I could make this an assassin campaign. Would y'all want me to, you want to see that? You just want to see like me do an assassin campaign? I'm not against it. I'm not above it either. I am definitely not above it. I felt like, I want to say that there was one other thing I needed to build. And, gosh, it's not, no. Yes, it's here. Yeah, the Master Merchant can be built in Naples. Yeah. More money once I do clear out that German boat. And then I can get an Armorer's Guild for that +3 armor, which is going to be added to the Pronowai Legion that are being retrained here in Naples from Nicaea. So I think that is it. And we probably will just be spending the next 2.5 hours fighting Mongols, would be my guess. Did the Mongols not attack me? What? So I did kill some agents, and yeah, so okay. I lost a ship and I sunk their ship. That's fine. My assassin. Was I trying to kill the Khan? Was I trying to kill the Khan? Is that what I was doing? And then an heir matures. I think this is one of the brothers. And yeah, Prince Michael is now here. Citadel. I built some citadels on my island provinces so that I could get ahead of the curve. When the gunpowder event happens, I want to immediately start to build my 3rd tier boats. I think that I need the gunpowder event to do that, is what I'm assuming. So yeah, those are finished. And I do have a son on the way. Okay, awesome. Awesome. And I have a young emperor. Like he's new. So Prince Michael is the new heir. +1 dread for his irritable nature, and then killer instinct, another +1 dread, and then +2 valor. So he's all good. He looks like a 4-star general. And let's see, anything. Emperor Manuel the First is now a great builder, so +10 happiness, and then +1 loyalty to all generals. That is wonderful. And is there, let's see, anything, any other lords? Honorable warrior, +1 morale. Okay. Silver-tongued. All right, that's that. And they didn't attack. Wow. Okay. But then so they must have attacked this. Would be my guess. Oh, my assassin was chasing the emissary. Okay, that's what was happening. That's what that was. All right, well, let's send this assassin up here. Okay. Okay. Now, what was interesting in the 2 turns ago when I did fight this battle here in Armenia was that when the Mongols first showed up, and I don't remember if I mentioned this out loud, but I thought it in my head, I noticed that the Mongols immediately were at war with the Novgorods before the first turn was even, finalized. But I was not at war with the Mongols for their incursion into Armenia, and I still am not. I defeated that force and they are gone. And it's an interesting thing, isn't it? It was definitely a Mongol force in construction. There's a lot of Mongol heavy cav, a lot of Mongol warriors, Mongol light cav. But does it work? Is that different than the main push? Is it like a different branch or something? It's an interesting thing because I am not, nor have ever been at war with the Mongols. So because of that, I mean, gosh, I guess I'll find out, Maybe they just wanted to wait before this was taken care of, before they push on into my territory. Or, and I don't want to get my hopes up here, but this is something that, a lot of times Total War players will talk about the anti-player bias in the AI. And there are certainly some times where you see this, where you see this maybe in certain cases in Shogun, where if an AI faction has to decide whether they want to stay allied with you or whether they want to stay allied with another AI-controlled faction, it seems like they will decide to stay with the other AI-controlled factions, oftentimes. In this game, then what's nice about this game is that it does seem like a lot of times factions will have a religion bias, which is nice. That's a really nice thing to see Catholics stick together. I don't know if that's true with the Muslims. They don't I don't know if the Muslims feel that same way. And maybe you can kind of justify that from an historical context because, you know, they didn't have that unifying religious figure in the Pope, right? That was basically condemning certain factions for, you know, the Pope could excommunicate a king, right? And the Muslim factions, at least the ones that are represented in this game, and I don't really know a lot about the Fatimids of Egypt or really much about the Turks either, but I know the Almohads, their whole thing was they just wanted to set Islam on the right path again. You know, I don't even know if they were too worried about the Castilians, you know, but I think my understanding was they had a revolution where they kind of overthrew the Almoravids because they didn't like the way that they were doing things from a religious standpoint. And I thought they had their sights set on all of Islam. So I guess it would make sense that the Islamic factions wouldn't have that same sort of unity, but it does seem like the Catholics do in game. So anyway, that's kind of me getting off track. My point though is that when it comes to AI player anti-player bias, this is going to be the test, right? Because this should not be a logical target for them, right? They should not look at Georgia and think, oh yeah, let's attack Georgia, right? They should be attacking, you know, there's provinces that are easier grabs for them. Crimea has a trade good, has grain here, it has a port, it's lightly defended, and if they attacked it, they would not have to go over a river. That's a target. That's a logical target. Kiev, probably not. There's a few armies here, so maybe not, but, you know, maybe. Peryaslav, maybe not. Chernigov, maybe not, just because it's, you know, river, whatever. Bulgaria, you know, like, why not take Volga, Bulgaria? It's not a river battle. There's tons of trade goods, even though it is an inland province, so you're probably not making a ton of money off that trade. It seems like this income is still, like, okay up here. Oh, wait, I was looking at... Oh, Khazar has good trade. Oh, Khazar is a lot. Oh, shit. Khazar has a lot of good stuff. Okay. Interesting. But, you know, anyway, the point is, you would think that logically the AI could and should choose to attack these other regions before attacking me. You know, considering that also they are at war with the Novgorods. So they already should be pushed in that direction of just fighting against one faction at a time, right? So this is going to be the test. And I think we already know the answer to this. You know, I think they will most certainly attack me. Because I think that in this case, there does seem to be an anti-player bias. I think the Mongols do tend to home in on the human player. I remember playing as the Danes when I first conquered. I just focused on just the regions around the Baltic Sea. So it was every region that has a port connected to the Baltic Sea. And it just so happens to have these provinces like Novgorod and Lithuania kind of jut out quite a bit, don't they? And I think it was Lithuania that was attacked multiple times, which, you know, it's not too far from the Mongol advance, but you would almost think that they would attack anywhere, like attack into, you know, here against the Poles or attack into the Byzantines. No, man, they beelined for Lithuania. So that felt like they were going after me. You know, that felt like they were targeting the human player, right? So anyway, yeah, let's play another turn and see if this is true. Is this going to be another turn where the Mongols are not attacking me? Oh my word, this is interesting. So yeah, they're attacking Volga, Bulgaria, the thing that I just said. I have a large military force. Yes, I do. Have the Mongols realized that and they're not going to attack? Reliquaries completed here in Bulgaria. This is for +2 morale for my archers that I'm training there. And is there anything? Nothing. Have I reached that stage of critical mass where even the AI is like, no, we're not going to mess with that? Even the Mongols? Is this what's happening right now? I am just flabbergasted. 2 turns in a row and no attack by the Mongols. Even their attack on the Novgorods seems rather constrained. Or restrained, should I say. You know? I feel like in my experience, they've been pretty aggressive from what I've seen in past campaigns. You see them take multiple territories all at once. I wonder if the Novgorod's strength has, might slow them down. But I'm also talking way too soon. You know, the Mongols, this is a lot of power. These are a lot of good soldiers, and I have to imagine these are going to get used. I thought that Khan Ogadai I was a 3-star general. Captured? Khan Ogadai I was captured? He lost command. And now he's gained morale. When did this happen? Was there a fight? Did I miss? I am confused, to say the least. What am I missing here? The Novgorods retreated from Khazar, and then I think they stormed the castle, in which they won. They won this. And then they're attacking Volga, Bulgaria. And somehow the Khan has managed to find a way to get himself captured during that time. And I'm almost positive that this trait is not a random trait. It's not like the incest traits, which have no basis on the reality of the campaign. That's what's annoying, is that for the incest traits, right? Because you can actually commit incest in this game by marrying your princesses to your princess, and you'd think that would be the cause of the incest traits. It's not. The incest traits are just completely unrelated to anything. You just end up with an incest trait, just like you would end up with a drinking trait, and it's bad, obviously. They're really bad traits, and they decrease a lot of the stats of your guys. But then you have certain vices and virtues that are not random. They happen only because of certain actions that did happen. And it's my understanding that captured is one of these traits. I don't think this is a random thing, but when did this happen? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm going crazy, or I feel like my cough medicine is starting to kick in, but this isn't making, the last couple of turns aren't making sense to me. So let's just I was expecting to play I was expecting to be 10 minutes into a 3-hour battle by now. So I'm a little bit lost. I'm a little bit conflicted of how I should be feeling right now. I can kill a princess. That's always what I can do. I can always send an assassin to kill a princess. And here's why. Here's why I'm a little confused, because if I could, if I'm not fighting Mongols, I could just be sending a fleet of 3 armies to be sacking German territory so that I can destroy the chapter house in Burgundy and the chapter house in Swabia, and there was more. I swear there's more. Friesland, yeah, even though I was just there, I could destroy the chapter house in Friesland. There's things that I could be doing right now if I'm not fighting Mongols, but by taking armies away from Georgia, that's obviously inviting an attack, right? So maybe don't do that. Maybe just kind of hang tight. Profit, it's looking, I'm only losing 170. That's fine. I have money in the bank. And if I can get that ceasefire with the rebels in another turn or two, then that can probably do a lot to make up for my losses. I also should mention something that here's part of the reason why this is awkward for me. I went into this recording session tonight with the understanding that I was going to be fighting a long battle, and I have the time set out for a long battle. But I don't here's where it gets complicated, and I don't really like to talk about a lot of these issues that are just specific to me as a content creator. You know, you don't come here for this. You come here to escape and to watch the game, right? I get it, but I want you to understand that it's awkward for me because am I going to get 40 minutes into this and then have to fight a 3-hour battle? You know, like is that going to happen here? Because frankly, I don't have time for that. I'm kind of recording this kind of late into the night, and I was intending to get this over with and then call it a night. Call it a night, you know, and move on. So I'm going to tepidly continue to press end turn and see what happens. But it's going to get to the point where I'm going to I might nervously end this episode a little bit earlier. Just because I don't want to get, they're supposed to be attacking me right now, and I don't want to get 40 minutes in and then have to start my battle, you know? Then it's like, oh, okay, like this is going to be way too late of a night for me. Like I got stuff to do, you know? So I have to say that now. So now you know. I'm confused. I'm confused about what's going on. So I think I've done the things I need to do. I'm continuing. I'm just one turn away before I can move this boat to the Bay of Biscay. And that's really kind of all I'm doing right now. So let's just get back to the focal point here. Save this game. And this turn, man, it is really hot in the city where I live right now. It's like 100 degrees. And when I record these videos, I have to turn my AC off. And it does not take long before my room gets nice and toasty. So the Mongols, it looks like they did. Yep. Okay. So they're attacking me, but that's not going to be a battle. They're going to retreat from that. The people of Novgorod are retreating from Kiev. And yes, they're going to retreat from Georgia because they only attacked me with 3 stacks. That's not going to be enough, guys. Constable's Palace is finished here in Constantinople. Try to say that 3 times fast. So I'm going to have a title that I can give to someone. And let's see if there is anything. Blackmailer. So -3 loyalty on someone, but I don't think I have to worry too much about that. It seems like my family members are pretty loyal. So the Civil War does require a family member to have bad loyalty, right? Like it can't be led just by normal generals, I don't think. I don't think. Oh shit, we got an imam? Wow. Yeah, these are the tier 2 religious agents for the Muslims, which is, yeah, it's interesting that the Almohads are sending imams my way. They raise zeal and the percentage of Islamic people. Yeah, let's, I got an assassin for you. Send him on over. And yeah, so the Mongols are still. So yeah, they attacked Kiev, and Kiev actually had a few armies, but they retreated to Lithuania, it appears. But then this garrison's going to be dying for free, essentially, right? In 2 turns, and yeah, I wonder. Gosh, so the Mongols. Okay, now this is weird. There are 268 men in this garrison, and there's only 123 that's guarding this. So you would think the Novgorods would push out and sally out and take back Volga, Bulgaria. In addition to that, I do have priests that have raised the percentage of orthodoxy in all of these regions that were originally pagan, I believe, in a lot of these regions. But my priests have raised a lot of these regions to close to 100%, if not 100%, you know, like 93%. 77 is like one of the lower ones. But then, yeah, 99 here in Muscovy, 97 here in Ryazan, 100% here in Chernigov. So that could be causing issues for the Mongols if they ever want to lightly garrison a province. I might be able to cause some religious upsets. So very high taxes. They're sitting at 104% loyalty. That could cause issues for them. They're probably not going to have issues with Khazar, right? But if they're going to do this and lightly garrison provinces, that could be an issue for them. When it comes to the issue of who I should grant the title or the commander of the stables, right? This title is offered by the Constable's Palace. +2 loyalty, +2 command. And I can't grant anything more to my Giga Chad general. He's already, I don't think he can go higher than 9 stars command. Or 9 command stars. So what I'm thinking is, I do have a 5-star general here. Adronicus Orphanotrophus. He is a 5-star general, and he doesn't have any other leadership traits. Most loyal, builder, adulterer, nothing that's going to impact his performance on the battlefield, but just by giving him an extra 2 command stars is going to make him my 2nd best general, I think. So let's do it. Let's give it to him. I was almost thinking about Alexius Provavanchi, giving him a little bit more loyalty would be nice, but he has the good runner trait, which is, you know, it is counteracted by the charismatic leader trait, the +3 morale and the -3 morale, but I don't know, that's only 6 command stars. And 3 loyalty is not great, but again, I don't think the loyalty of other generals is that. I think that you need disloyal family members for a civil war to happen. So let's just give it to Andronicus Orphanotrophus for the command stars, is what I'm thinking. And that way, if that German Crusade wants to go, like, come at me, bro. I got a 7-star general here. What do you got? 0-star general? Pff, come on. They do have some decent soldiers, though. The Crusades seem to be getting better. They do have Pavis Arbalesters, regular Arbalesters, mounted crossbows. Those are good soldiers. And then is that, yeah, the rest of it's kind of more basic, but they do have some Teutonic Knights. Yeah, Teutonic Knights. Just the 1 full unit. The rest of these units are not full units. But then they do have the resources of the armies here in Hungary as well that they could pool together and see if they want to come at me. I kind of doubt it. I wouldn't mind it. It'd be kind of fun to fight against the Germans for a change. But I think, yeah, let's just kind of tepidly end another turn here and see if the Mongols want to attack or not. Okay, there's the attack. Okay, sweet. 47 minutes into recording, and now it's looking like we're gonna have to fight this battle here, so. Looks like one of my assassins got caught chasing a princess. That'll happen. And the French are taking on the rebels here in Wales. Okay, so yeah, if they can take a province as a port, that's gonna help me out, because then I can trade with them. Looks like the Mongols sent just a handful of units to Volhynia, and the Polish have retreated. And here we go. This is gonna be one of the battles. I outnumber them. I do outnumber them. They are bringing 2 organ guns in the initial wave, so that's gonna be a waste for them. Organ guns are anti-personnel units, but they're very short range. It's something that I'm going to have to watch out for when I'm chasing their units and making sure that I don't... It can delete an entire unit. That's the power of an organ gun. you know, it can delete. If I had cavalry chasing some of their units and I wasn't watching, that unit of cavalry could get deleted by an organ gun. This organ gun only has 4 men, so I don't know if that means it can shoot or not. But for the rest of the army, they do have 4 units of Mongol heavy cav, including the Khan himself, just 2-star general, so, you know, small miracles. And then a lot of Mongol warriors, so just the infantry units, the hybrid infantry, archer, melee unit, and then the steppe heavy cav, which is heavy cav, but they also have bows. So this is going to be an archer cav. And then what do they have there for reinforcements? More horses, naphtha, heavy cav, all that fun stuff. Yeah. All that fun stuff. Just so much of it. Okay. All right. This is, man. It's like at that point in the recording where it's like, yeah, I have to do this now. I have to steel myself for this. My bedroom's getting hot. the AC is starting to get stifling in here. So got to take a deep breath and prepare myself for this. This time, it is important to me that I show you this so that you can see this, just to make sure that I'm not going crazy here. These are my reinforcements. My first unit should be a unit of Bulgarian brigands, and then Varangian guards, and then a unit of crossbows. Now, I wasn't too picky about my ranged units, but it's important for me that for every 4 units of reinforcements, 2 of them are going to be ranged units, so that I can fire back at all of the archery units that the Mongols will be bringing. I probably should and could have prioritized arbalesters, but I just put in whatever ranged unit came first, just because I have 12,000 men to look at. So I wasn't too specific here, but as long as there's 2 ranged units for every 4, that is what's important to me. And then yes, heavy infantry, some cavalry backups as well. I just needed you to see this because I did feel like I messed things up with my reinforcements in the last battle, and I wasn't getting any archers because I kind of messed things up. So that's there. You are my witnesses. I've shown you this. Now let's command this defense personally. And let's pray for a forest, because as I've said before, I feel like I do get forests in Georgia. So is this what I get? Is this my thing? Ooh, I don't know if I get that. I think I might be... Okay, so I'm back here. Gosh, this is interesting. When I fought the Mongols in my practice campaign, I've said this before, but I had 2 maps that I fought on, and they were not this. I had forests that were a bit more accessible. Now, I could have my guys put right here, and then I, run into that forest. Now, the Mongols could just be right here as I do that, which would be interesting. But then, for any reinforcement that comes on, they would have to come all the way off, and then they would have to come all the way here to get back to my army. And while that is happening, I would have to essentially escort those units with my cavalry units, and that could be a bit of that could be kind of tricky. Now, there is a forest that is here, and this might be more accessible. I can't see it, my camera can't go this far, so I can't check it out. I don't even know how much of it is playable. It seems to be kind of on the edge of the map, but that might be my best chance. Also, as a backup, if this ends up not being a good place for me, I can just, go back to this. Maybe not. Yeah, I can just kind of back up on this hill somewhere if I can't play this forest. And also, because it is closer to my edge of the battlefield, that means that there's a better chance that I can get my reinforcements to that forest more easily. So that's going to be the idea. Here we are all grouped up and ready to go. Let's get ready to race for this forest. Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't deploy over there. I had a feeling I had a freaking feeling that if I deployed closer to that forest, that's what was good. Yep. Okay. So far, it's looking like I made the right choice. I think that I can deploy pretty much in this entire forest. Now, it's a little bit on the lower ground, so it's not so ideal, but there's kind of like a hill in the middle of the forest, which is kind of awkward, but also fun. So, you know, let's take what we can get. Yeah, and let's get swords and javelins to be by front facers. That's going to be kind of a trap because the enemy might think, hey, I can charge swords, but it's a forest and they're backed up by javelins. One of my favorite tricks. And then there's, yeah, this nice little hill here so that my Pavis Arbalesters can probably shoot. In fact, I can probably put them in front and get them to shoot better. And then we do have I have Trebizond archers and then Varangians making up my third wave here. And then I do have my general with my two, or with his cataphracts, basically as an escort essentially. So yeah, let's get moving, guys. You got a forest to get into, and we do have a probing unit of Mongol heavy cav. They're coming on fast. I don't want to. I was running them, but I feel like at this point we can probably just walk. Hopefully, I don't want to get my guys too tuckered out before the battle starts. Who's shooting? Or is one of my guys shooting already, or are they shooting? I don't feel like anyone should be shooting by now. They don't have bows. Okay, so one of my guys must have shot. Who shot? I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm not mad. I'm just impressed, that's all. I don't know how you shot a Mongol heavy cav when I told you to be moving. So this is not bad, is it? This isn't bad. There's a little mini hill. You know, if they want to attack from this direction, that's fine. Now, they could, you know, go up here and attack downhill on me, which can get awkward. In fact, it kind of looks like that might be what they're doing. So, if that's what they're going to do, then I'm going to want to let's bring this unit of spearmen out, and I can just get you to screen out this flank. Right now it's kind of confusing because my units are still getting into place, but I need to have a mental image of how I want this to look, and it's coming into shape. It's getting there. These Pavis crossbows it looks like they are shooting, and that is good. Now these guys want to charge in. Okay, well, I have my Slav javelins right here, and I have spearmen right here, and let's see, it's getting a little bit complicated. Yeah, spears versus Mongol heavy cav, that should be fine. And let's just bring these cataphracts back, and they can maybe come up here, maybe get a little flanking charge, actually. Yeah, they want to push hard on that side. Okay, if they're going to push hard on that side, where are my Varangians? Let's get this this unit of Varangians down, and let's just bring them. Oh, God damn it! It's gonna be nice in Rome to have like not accidentally select something when you're trying to move something. That's gonna be really nice. All right, let's get a little flanking charge in here on these Mongol heavy cav with my cataphracts. And how are my guys holding? Byzantine infantry, my javelins. Ooh, they're sending their Mongol warriors in. They think they want to go. They want to go, eh? All right. Well, if they're gonna go, I have another unit of Varangians, so let's send these guys down here, and they can fight these Mongol warriors. And then, yeah, these Varangians. All right, let's bring you guys a little bit closer. And how is this going? Let's see. My cataphracts are getting a little bit surrounded now because they have overextended. That's not ideal. Now they're getting flanked. That's also not ideal. So let's get these Varangians coming out. I don't really want to leave the forest, but I should probably try to help out my cataphracts that have... Ooh, the general's here too. The Khan is here. All right, let's get the Varangians in for a little flanking charge here. And are my javelins tossing their javelins? Let's make sure they're tossing their javelins. And it looks like the Mongol warriors are running away. Let's get these Varangians to not chase, so you guys can just chill out there. That's fine. And yeah, now my guys are getting a little bit overextended, but you know, I kind of feel like I have to. They do only have the 4 units of Mongol heavy cav, and it is mostly a archer heavy army. They brought a lot of their Mongol warriors. Byzantine infantry, you get back into position, please. Please and thank you. Get back into the forest. That would be lovely. And yeah, this is starting to get a little bit messy here, but I still think that this is worth fighting. And in fact, what happened to the Mongol... Where's the Khan? He's still here. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, he's still fighting against my spearmen. Are my javelins still throwing their javelins? Yeah, guys, you can throw your javelins. That's totally cool. I will allow that. We are now breaking these Mongol warriors here, and I do feel like I should probably push out with my other unit of cataphracts that is not my general, and I probably should start to... There we go. Yeah, that's it. The Khan is now dead. Now let's try to wrangle up some of these Mongol warriors because they have a ton of ammunition. And yeah, spearmen, I don't really want to push out with you, but let's push out with my spearmen. And let's use these cataphracts as well. There's only 16 left, but they can definitely chase down some archers. Now I do these, you know, these are still step heavy cav. You know, these are formidable soldiers in a melee. That's why I'm sending my spearmen to support this sally out of the forest. But I do want to put some pressure on these infantry, you know, on these hybrid, you know, units here, so I can chase down some of them. And yeah, Varangians, you can get back in the forest. And you guys keep pushing, just push out the step heavy cav, that's fine. You go back to chasing these archers. You chase, actually, no, you screen out the heavy cav. And then yeah, let's see what kind of damage we can do against these archers here. My cataphracts are doing a good job of chasing down these Mongol warriors, and I'm just using my spearmen to screen out these heavy cav to make sure they don't get involved in this slaughter here. This unit of cataphracts will need to be sent off. They're down to 10 men. They've been fighting really hard this entire time, and they've been doing quite well for me. So, yeah, they're gonna have a quick exit to this battle, and that's totally fine. Spearmen, you can turn around and try to help pincer off some of these Mongol warriors here, and yeah, we will get rid of these guys. These cataphracts are going to remain relatively healthy, and they can remain in the battle, I think. And yeah, spearmen turn around, fight Mongol warriors. And yeah, it looks like okay, so Mongol horse archers are on the horizon. So we're going to get these last couple of units, and then we will be just retreating back to the forest. Or as I called it in my last battle, home. This is going to be home. And that's how much of the battle timer has elapsed. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. The Mongol waves are coming on and running right off. Oh my god. This is gonna be it. That's the battle. They're not gonna fight me? This is so interesting. I mean, sure, I killed their Khan, but I'm fairly certain that I've done this before. I'm fairly certain that I've killed the Khan in the first wave of other battles in previous campaigns. But then they would just continue to attack. Wow. So that wasn't super decisive, but I'm wondering, do the Mongols have an heir now that the Khan is dead? I don't know. I'm actually kind of new to all this. So I killed 408 men, and I did capture 150. I lost 157. And Spearman did well. Varangian Guard did very, Jesus, 121 kills on the Varangian Guard, and they only lost 13 men. Just an absolute beast of a unit. My goodness, what a weird episode. Jesus. Okay, so I did sink 2 German barks, which is very nice. And yeah, we raised another 1,400 in cash for the 150 men that I captured. And I'm the richest, yeah. And that's it. That's it for the Mongols. They're done. He has no heirs, and his forces have degenerated into minor factions. They no longer present any real threat. That's it. Oh wow, reliquaries finished here in Serbia, and then the rookeries finished here in Syria, and yeah, that's gonna give me the +5 valor assassins. Oh my god. Jesus. And yeah, reliquaries finished here in Greece as well. Alright. Anything that is man of honor. So the Mongols are now rebel. I wonder if I should bribe them. Gosh, wouldn't that be funny? Just to bribe these forces and unleash them. I mean, I have 168 florins. Just bribe the Mongol stacks and just send them, just unleash them upon Western Europe. Oh, man. That'd be something. I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no. I just realized, since, can I get the ceasefire with the rebels? Because there's just, they're rebels now and they border me and I can't do, I don't know. And Shogun, it just says, it shows you if you're at war or not with the rebels. And in this game, this doesn't do that. And you just have to like look at your income, I guess, to see who you're trading with, to see if it's working. I think you just have to like guess, which is complicated because all of these factions. So like, is there a way? Income. And if I look at, if I look at places that can trade. So if I look at Constantinople and I can go through this and I can see if I'm trading with certain provinces. So it looks like I am trading with Khazar and Kiev. These are rebel-held provinces. Okay. So is that it? What else? What about Scotland? So like, is Scotland on here? See, I'm not sure. Or Norway. Is Norway? Oh, right, because I removed my fleets, so I would not be trading with these provinces. Huh. I suppose it's hard to know if this is updated or not. But there's no way I would be trading with Khazar because because the previous owners were a faction that I was at war with. So the fact that I currently am trading with them, that indicates to me that I have peace with the rebels, right? And then my question becomes, if I tried to bribe one of the rebel factions, is that a declaration of war? Because if it is, then I don't want to do that. I don't want to declare war against the rebels because right now I'm looking at, I'm making negative 3,000 is where my income is sitting at. And if I look at my fleets and all this, everything is good. I just have to get up to here. And that would allow me to start trading with... So the French are taking Normandy. This is going to fall in 2 turns. The French are also taking Wales. This is going to fall in 2 turns. So that's going to be 2 more places that I could trade with, you know, without needing the rebels, right? But then if I do have that ceasefire with the rebels, which it appears I do, that's going to allow me to get Mercia and Scotland and Norway and Sweden back into the fold as well. Not Saxony, unfortunately. And then, of course, the provinces that I'm just, you know, abandoned, right? Like Livonia and Novgorod, I could trade with them as well. So yeah, getting my boats back into these regions could fix that. And I think that I got back to the Bay of Biscay just in time to get that ceasefire with the rebels before I ended up bordering the rebels again. I think the timing was just perfect enough for this to work and for me to start getting my boats back into these regions. Also, the Germans have built another crusade marker. They're just going crazy right now. But they're probably not going to attack, right? They're just going to hang out here in Hungary until the end of time. Wow, what a weird episode. It's such a range of emotions, this episode. I didn't know if it was going to be super long. And then I thought that, oh shit, I'm going to be playing this battle forever. And now I'm thinking that maybe I can wrap things up and just leave this in an emotionally confused state that I'm in right now. And yeah, my bedroom's getting a little stifling right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm sweating way more than I would like to sweat, considering it's nighttime. it's just ridiculous right now. But I think, yeah, I don't... The thing is, if I'm just being honest and realistic about this, rebel factions do attack. Sometimes, right? Just because the Mongol hordes have gone rebel does not completely mean this is going to be a docile force. It might be, but it also might attack Georgia again. So that's something that I do need to keep in mind. And considering that we just had this confusing battle that ended in a very bizarre, confusing way, I'm going to be calling it for tonight, and I will be leaving this episode off here. So let me know what y'all think about this. There's things I am learning a lot about this game. And just in this episode alone, I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like I've learned a lot. So it appears, the good news is it appears that I am trading with the rebels. That's wonderful news. And that's going to really save my economy once I get my boats back into these regions. The Germans are going to be a nuisance, but if I can focus on them again, I can just raid their territory and destroy their shit and maybe subdue them again. Who knows? But the big threat, the Mongols, doesn't seem to be a threat anymore. And that's also confusing because how is the power balance going to even out here? You know, the Novgorods are still relatively strong, right? But are they strong enough to take back these territories? Khazar? Probably not, right? Volga, Bulgaria, sure. Kiev, maybe. But with this amount of forces here, I can't imagine the rebels are just going to stay put. They would attack, right? They would attack and keep attacking the Novgorods, wouldn't they? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I'm really... See, I am keen to keep playing. I do want to know what's going to happen, but for reasons previously stated, I will be ending this episode here. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for sticking with us. And again, thanks for the well wishes on wishing me well and my path to health and getting rid of this affliction, which it's on its way out. It's on its way out. So, again, thank you very much for watching. This is going to be for this episode. I've been Concept playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.